Bill Friend here. Today I'm going to introduce you to DuraStair, a revolutionary, game-changing product for renovating homes with old, worn-out stairways, as well as for new home construction. The product installs quickly and easily, and it's going to make you look like a pro. Alright, so let's get started. You will notice that one stair is already installed, so you can see how the product finishes up. Now we're going to do the second stair. I'm going to take my measurements. I'm going to show you a couple tricks on how to do that. We are 36 and 1/16 wide, and our depth, now the depth to measure it accurately, take a little piece of an offcut like this and hook it on the front so that now you can measure very precisely. Put your tape to the back and you're going to see that it's 10 and 1/16. That measures for my tread. And for the riser, tuck your tape up underneath. Get down and look, and we're going to say 6 inches exactly, and the width should be the same. It's a little narrower, it's 36 even. So we're going to go make those cuts, and we're going to come back and we're going to install it. Alright, so I'm going to dry fit the riser now. We do that to make sure that it fits before we put the glue on. To make the riser easy to pull out when it's dry fit, a little helpful hint here, put on a piece of tape, but like so, so you got a little pull tab, and fit the finished edge on the bottom for a perfect clean seam, and it fits beautifully. Pull it out, and I'm going to apply my PL Premium. Alright, so apply your PL Premium in 3 nice continuous beads. Stay an inch away from the edges, and they should be about 6 millimeters in diameter, which is about the thickness of a pencil. Yeah, they can be a little thinner, a little thicker. Don't worry about making it quite perfect. And when you're done, set this down over top of a piece of paper towel because they keep going. And then we'll just slide it into place. Press everywhere firmly. That's to make sure that you spread the adhesive nice and uniformly to get a maximum bond. Look how nice that joint is at the bottom, nice and tight for a perfect, gorgeous. Okay, so we're on the last stair of the first half of the stairway. Now you're going to see that the step here has some ceramic tile, and we have a tile flange made out of aluminum here. I had to raise up what we call shim the surface underneath so that when we install this piece, it is perfectly flush here to not create any tripping hazard. So I've taken some cork. You could use a piece of wood or other material. What's important is that it's glued down underneath, so that when you bond to it with the adhesive, the entire unit is thoroughly and safely bonded. Okay, so we're now on the upper section of the stairway where the stair treads are wraparound style stair treads. We're going to be using the side return sections, and they're going to be clipping into the stair tread and covering the edge of the stair as it does on the front. So I've pre-cut this step to fit. You're going to notice that in the step here we have a little check, and I've made that same cut to fit here. Now to get this cut on the step and the side return section to be perfectly aligned, I've temporarily taped and attached this piece to fit so that when I cut that, I do 2 cuts at once. Perfect fit. And you'll notice how nicely that goes in there and put it into place, and it's a nice tight fit. There's a small gap here, don't worry about that because the next riser is going to cover it and hide it. Alright, so it's going to be really important is that when these two fit together, we put the clips in here, you're going to need to get some adhesive down inside the step, and the only way to do that is just to put a little bit on your finger, like it's peanut butter, and put it in there so when the clips go in, it pushes that in and it bonds them. I'm going to do the same thing to this as well. Now the next process is to get a little bit of PL all the way across this section here, and just kind of put it across like so, and then you're going to have to again take your finger because you want to get PL onto both edges of it so that the edges have some glue on them. Don't worry about the excess, we're going to wipe that away after. And then you're going to take your side section and you're going to bring it in there, press her down, get a nice fit, and then you're going to take your paper towel and you're going to have to clean off that excess using your paper towel and some mineral spray. So I'm going to take the worst of it off first. Take your time doing this, because if you don't get it all off now, once PL dries, it's virtually impossible to remove. All right, so we are approaching the finishing stage of the project, and I'm going to give you a few more little helpful hints. Some of your stairs may have these little notches here, little checks. So what you have to do is you're going to have to make 2 different cuts here to accommodate these little pieces that go all the way down the stairs. And so that just takes a little bit of time and patience. Measure twice, cut once. The other thing you're going to notice is there's a lot of tape here, and that tape is there to secure and hold the return section on the side in place so that they dry level with the surface. You don't want it sitting down or high, you want it to be absolutely perfectly aligned with the surface. So leave the tape on for 24 hours. All right, so we've finished the installation. The upper section's taken a little bit longer because of the more complicated cuts and the installation of the side trim sections. Tomorrow morning, we're going to take off all the masking tape that is securing the steps in place, and we'll pull a little fine bead of white caulking here. White silicone works great. The reason being that nothing is ever quite square in home, so you want to fill those gaps, make them neat and tidy so that the finishing details are there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope the helpful hints I've shared with you make your installation a great success.